We got into farming by accident. We didn't plan it. We fell in love with the property. And once you fall in love with a piece of property, it's like there's responsibilities that come with it. You know, you get hay fields, so you end up taking hay. And you've got hay, so you end up with cattle. You know, it's all that. That's how it happens.
I see.
And so we've got the animals, which we do a small herd. We've got a dozen breeding cattle, and then we have 6 ewes. So we end up with 25 cows at the most out on the field.
Yeah.
And then we end up with, in a perfect world, we end up with 12 lambs each year. We rent a ram in the fall. We don't want to keep our own ram. And then the other meat that we do, yeah. And then the other meat that we, pardon me?
Yeah.
Yeah, all I said was we have a dozen breeders.
Okay.
And we looks like we could do more because we've got a significant amount of land, but really it actually is about the right balance for the amount of land we have.
Yeah.
We can take enough hay for them for the whole year and probably sell 200 or 300.
Yeah.
So we
Shanti,
take-
what's the full acreage?
the full acreage of the whole farm is 95 acres, but the house sits in the middle, so half of it is just treed land.
It's driveway.
Yes. Driveway and trees. Yes. And the other half of it is hay fields and some gardens and stuff.
Kind of 50 acres of stuff that you're working with. Gardens,
I think it ends up being about 45 acres with the hay fields and the gardens and stuff.
Substantial.
It is a lot, but a lot of that, 35 of that is hay fields.
Yeah.
So, that actually makes a big difference. You do that once in June and it's intensive and it's done. We don't do 2 cuts because we have to irrigate. And it's not that much fun, frankly. Once a year it's fun. Twice or 3 times a year it wouldn't be fun. we can convince our friends that it's fun once a year, but I don't think we could convince our friends.
I remember Peter, you were friends with
Peter Renner. Oh yes.
Because Peter Renner would come and hay with you over here.
Peter Renner always came and did hay with us. Yeah, he's an old sweetie.
Yeah.
So basically, there's the animals, and then
So cattle.
cattle, and then we have
the
6
ewes.
ewes. And I love the sheep, and I would actually get more sheep, except that we're set up. It works with our buildings that we have to do the 12 animals and the 6 ewes. So it means in a perfect world we have 12 calves. Sometimes we keep some for breeding, but usually there's about 10 to sell each year. And in a perfect world we have 12 lambs. This year we only have 10. So it's not, because I have 2 young ewes, and they don't throw twins when they're younger. The other thing that we do, and normally we have it well on its way by now, but this year we've had a kind of a complicated year, is we do about 600 meat birds. So we do 3 lots of 200, and I'm actually picking them up tomorrow, the first lot.
I didn't know that.
I forgot to tell you. Yeah, tomorrow I'll pick up the first 200.
Which abattoir do you take them to?
Island.
What's it called?
In Cowichan?
Yeah.
Out there.
Yeah.
And we're waiting for.
We want to try the
Murray
Salt
House
Spring
open.
one also, because they now have their Salt Spring has
Oh,
an
yeah,
abattoir,
yeah.
and we'd like to try them because I think it's going to be very hard for them to support themselves, and so it's tough. Our lambs we take to Saturna because we really like Jackie Campbell. We like what she does with the product. Our cattle we take to Hidden Valley Slaughter on near Duncan, and we really like what he does also. So different things go to different places. So we, as I said, we didn't actually plan to start farming, but we've always had gardens wherever we were, and even the market garden was a bit of an accident. It was like growing too much food, and Don one weekend, 15 years ago said, I said, I can't process all these tomatoes. And he said, I'm going to take 200 pounds of tomatoes down to the ag hall. And in about an hour he was back and they were all gone. And so that winter we met with other growers on the island, and we started the farmers market. And we were involved in that for 11 or so years. And then we realized that we actually need a year-round income. And we used to have a business off island, which we don't anymore, so we started the store. And that was just over 2 years ago now, 2 years ago in April. So that's what we do
And
here.
it's wonderful.
Thank you.
When I come to the vet, I was saying to Emma and Allison and Mike in the car, you drop the dog off at Elizabeth's, and then she says, well, I'll see you about 4.
Right.
And then you drive around. And
Right.
So I always come to the
Yeah. Well, a lot of people now come in and have
Perfect.
lunch because we've got a good deli there.
Well,
We've got a
yeah,
couple of
yeah,
tables. So
yeah.
it's not a restaurant. And
No.
we're not allowed to have a restaurant, and we don't really want a restaurant. We had a restaurant when we lived in Vancouver 20 years ago. So
Perfect.
And the island supports your store very well? Are they good at it?
we have very good support.
Yeah.
Basically what that means though on an island with 1,000 people is that we keep our noses above water in the winter, and in the summer we have the weekenders absolutely love us.
Yeah.
A lot of the weekenders now don't have to shop off island to come because they know they can get different kinds of balsamic reduction or balsamic vinegar, or, you know, whatever it is that they want. And also the farmers market is still wonderful, but it's only open 10 till 1 once a week.
Yep.
And really, so we're filling a kind of a fairly important niche. Last year we had sometimes only like one woman just brought peas, but we had 26 different people who were from Ireland, and we sold their products here. And that feels really good. You know, it feels really good to have a...
Sometimes it's just like...
Pardon?
Sometimes someone just has a few heads of lettuce.